to the bridge loan agreement that we have. So this will be a JVID $500,000 bridge loan amendment. And the discussion on this, one, it has never been this high before, but two, the reason why is they're going into the second phase of their, I think it's their Prop 50 project where they're getting, and that is correct, they're getting money out of the state Prop 50 treated water program for projects, and they also have another source of money that they're getting funds from. So the repayments are there. JVID had the first phase of this project already, and with that, they have made their repayment of the first phase of the project. Now they're into the second phase. The first phase was building the treatment plant and hooking up some of the customers to initial supply of water. Now on the second phase, they're going to extend the treatment line throughout Jackson Valley and hook up more customers. As some people may know at this time, Jackson Valley customers of the irrigation district are receiving that water, and they're under an order not to drink the water. They have to have bottled water delivered to their homes. Reason why is because Jackson Valley Irrigation District gets their water from Lake Amador. Lake Amador, in turn, gets their water from Jackson Creek, which flows down from Jackson, and at this time, City of Jackson put some of their effluent, treated effluent into the creek. It's not wholly treated, so when it ends up in Lake Amador and makes its way to the customers, it is not a potable supply of water. Right now, the additional connections they're trying to make are throughout the valley down Jackson Valley Road, Comanche Road, Buena Vista Road, and also I believe they have to finish the connection to the Oaks so they can the Oaks Mobile Home Park so they can get treated water. They're going to get additional water out of Lake Pardee. That's going to come over, go through their treatment plant. That will go down into their system, and that's the reasoning behind this. Now, there are three things that they're trying to do with this extension. One is for the engineering, design, surveying, right-of-way acquisition, and environmental review that needs to be completed. That is going under the title of the preliminary task or the Phase 2 planning for this project. That will be reimbursed by the state wholly, and then JVID in turn will reimburse their contractors after they receive the money. The reason they want this loan is because there's always been about a 90-day plus lag of receiving the money from the state once they make their request for payment. They don't want to make their contractors wait that long. They like to get their payments made to them in 30 to 60 days, and they're willing to absorb some of the interest costs associated with doing that to get their contractors paid in a timely fashion. So that is the first phase. Under Phase 2, improvements, that will be the actual construction that will take place. The same scenario here. You have contractors out there that are going to perform the work. Jackson Valley Irrigation District wants to get them paid in 30 to 60 days rather than 90 plus days, and then the county will be reimbursed once the state makes payment to JVID for that amount. Now, the third area here is a little more sticky. It's for initial startup costs, what they're referring to collectively as treatment plant and O&M, or operations and maintenance startup costs. These are costs associated with the ongoing operation and maintenance costs associated with the treatment plant that's been installed. These costs are non-reimbursable by the state. JVID just learned this a couple of months ago, probably going on 2 to 3 months ago, and because of that, they will have to reimburse out of costs that are collected out of the rates that customers pay who are connected to the line. Now, in this process, though, they don't have all of the customer base quite calculated at this time. They don't have the rates quite calculated. So these are questions I'm sure the board is going to ask on Tuesday of this week. But in the process, JVID has always been very good about repaying those loans. I don't believe there'll be any problem here. The rate analysis needs to be done. The customer base needs to be solidified. At that point, you have a good idea exactly how much money will be collected and when the payoff date will be for this loan. We are extending the term of the loan out 1 additional year, just in case there's any ongoing problems down the road, but we feel it, and our County Counsel, Greg Gillot, in reviewing this, felt it may take them longer than the time frame allotted to get the loan paid off, so they're actually extending it 1 year. On to the next item, we have a discussion with Bob Sleppy, who's with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. He has been heading up the public communication process for the Level 2 Infill Correctional Facilities Project, which will be located near Mule Creek State Prison. This is discussion which will take place on the notice of availability of a draft environmental impact report for the proposed subject project. Mr. Sleppy's been very good about working with the county, working with the city of Ione, working with the Chamber of Commerce, whoever else asks for his participation. But in essence, this involves several projects the state is trying to do. One of those is putting a facility near Mule Creek State Prison. It's a 792-bed facility within the grounds of, just check that for a moment. One is they have 2 facilities they're trying to construct. 792-bed facility with the grounds of the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego County, and a 1,584-bed facility within the grounds of Mule Creek State Prison. They have other sites that they've had to vet out in the environmental process. Those sites are the California Institution for Men in Chino, the California State Prison in Solano, the California Medical Facility in Vacaville, and a site situated between Folsom State Prison and California State Prison Sacramento in Folsom. It appears the 2 sites, though, that are the favored sites by the state and most likely will have construction occurring as early as before 2014, so later this year, are the Mule Creek site and the San Diego site. Mule Creek has a series of 2 pods that would be constructed, and this is not directly adjacent to Mule Creek. It would be in between Mule Creek State Prison as it exists now and the CAL FIRE Academy, and then further back into the property. So this is a completely new facility. It's for I believe it's for Level 2 inmates that will be put there, so, and it would be solely for those type of inmates. So they're a lesser, if you want to call it, a lesser type of offender that doesn't have as serious an offense. A lot of discussion has gone into this, but Mr. Sleppy, I'm sure, will talk about the deadline here. The DEIR is available now. They're within their 45-day public review period, which goes until August 8, 2013. So anyone wishing to comment on that needs to have their comments in prior to August 8th about any of the things that they feel need to be addressed at Mule Creek. I know I attended several of the meetings where discussion took place. They were asking actually what should we address in the draft environmental impact report, what should we ask, and many comments were made by residents within and around the city of Ione, as well as County of Amador and City of Ione making comments. Lastly up, we're going to have, and we don't have the backup information yet, we've been trying to get it from Dr. Earl Custer, who wants to speak on his concept for a potential future educational opportunity for the Preston Correctional Facility property. As most people know, the site is vacant at this time. It has not been surplused by the state of California, so we're not sure what the state's intention is with that property, what a potential use or use in mind they might have for that piece of property. But Dr. Custer's concept is bringing in a university. What else does he want? We're not quite sure because we don't have the full concept, but in discussions with him, it could be a campus for similar to an East Coast school that would have a campus at that facility and do satellite type Education, I think his concept was more boots on the ground type education. It could be something like a vocational training school, whether that be for the arts, whether it be for automotive. I don't think that's exactly what he had in mind with automotive, but I know he's tried to be in discussion with East Coast schools, with University of the Pacific, with the dean at that school. We don't know exactly what the discussion will pertain on tomorrow, but Dr. Custer always has a habit of throwing a few curveballs, and who knows, we might find something that the board likes. Whether the board can even support a concept like this at this time, we don't know, because, one, you have to have a funding source in place. The City of Ione has no money to put into something like this. The county has no money to put in. It appears the state is unwilling to put money into a project like this, even though it is a state facility, and the facility may be favored by the state for a use in the future, since they have not surplused it at this date and time. So we're not exactly sure if this is even feasible, but we'll have to play it by ear. And you know, I don't think the county wants to put their name on the line as being supportive of this right now if we don't know whether it's even viable. So we have a little more time to assess this, even though Dr. Custer feels that time is of the essence. You know, I don't think we want to step out and take the lead on this if we don't see a viable project with a university that's willing to come in and actually put significant funding into the project. That's all I have. If you want to join us at Board of Supervisors on Tuesday of this week at 9 a.m., come on by 810 Lane over in Jackson, and this Supervisor Richard Forster will talk to you on Wednesday.